wasn't even that close. It wasn't even that close, guys. It was close in the first quarter. That was it. Afterwards, Commanders took it away. I think we scored, 20? Yeah, 28 second quarter points.
Their defense
28.
couldn't stop you guys.
Couldn't stop us. Couldn't do nothing.
I've never been impressed with Detroit's defense anyway, though.
Well, okay, in their defense,
I always thought that was going to be their downfall.
They got 10 players on IR on that side of the ball, probably more.
Lucas, don't you do it.
Yeah,
Hutchinson was able to get the number 1 seed.
That's true too.
Yeah, they
were still able to.
But they were scoring 40 points every game.
And I always said every week that I saw them winning, Goff looked suspect some weeks, and it was just a matter of when he showed up and when he didn't, and the defense never really impressed me. So I kind of had a feeling in the back of my mind that Detroit wasn't going to go too far, and when they had that bye, I was like, the Commanders are probably going to give them a problem.
Look, three interceptions and 1 fumble. That is not the success, way to win a game. Look, I mean, they've won a 5 turnover game before by Jared Goff against the Texans. Fair enough. But at the end of the day, in the playoffs, you can't get away with those mistakes, especially by a Dan Quinn coach team that thrives off of turnovers. Earl can speak to that. Look, we got a pick 6 out of there. We got 2 other picks, 1 to seal the half and then 1 to seal the game. Fumble was big on that part too by Jared Goff. Look, I can't. Mikey Stammer still 2 interceptions. Shout out to Mikey, by the way. But at the end of the day here, as good as the defense was forcing those turnovers, and maybe some of them weren't forced, some of them were just unforced errors by Jared Goff, we got to talk about JD5, Jayden Daniels. It's safe to say that I think he's had the best rookie season in NFL history. Is that safe to say at this point?
I mean, Andrew Luck's was pretty good.
But did he get this far in the deep? But did they get this deep in the playoffs?
The Steelers, Roethlisberger as a rookie, they got to the conference finals.
So they
got to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, they did make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, they did?
I think so.
That year.
I think that was the second year. I want to say.
I think it was second
year 2, maybe? Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, my point being here is that Roethlisberger had they had a ready-made roster outside of him. They had already had elite defense, everything. We still have a lot of work to do. Look, Terry McLaurin's great. The running back room is average, I would say. We lost an offensive lineman. Shout out to Sam Cosme. He tore his ACL. He's done. So I'm going to be missing most of the regular season next year, too. Not happy about that. Look, 2 guys really came up to step up. 3 guys. De'Ami Brown, Terry McLaurin, Austin Eckler. They were all, factors in the passing game. Zach Ertz was that, reliant guy there, too. Got to shout out him. But look, De'Ami has been a revelation in this playoffs. Second game where he's just gone off almost 100 yards into this game. 6 reception, 98 yards, long of a 42. He had 8 targets, so he was, pretty effective too. Jayden Daniels, I know I talked about it last week. You guys said Jared Goff and Matt Stafford might be playing better than Jayden Daniels. I think this weekend proved that Jayden Daniels was playing better than them. I think that it's safe to say that he's playing the best football in the NFC right now. Obviously, this season he's definitely played the best football, and you could make an argument that in the playoffs right now, who would you rather have? Pat Mahomes probably ahead of Jayden Daniels, but outside of Pat Mahomes,
you taking him over Josh Allen?
I think right now, based off of who's hot, who would you rather trust at the end of the game?
Wait a minute. So the question is,
who's number 2? Who's the second most reliable
in
player?
The playoffs right now, or
Josh
the
Allen.
season?
The playoffs right now.
Daniels is playing really good football right now. It's fair. It's a fair argument. All right, I get you there. It's a fair
I said, Pat Mahomes is going to be Pat Mahomes.
Can force 5 turnovers to get you the ball. Shoot, he'd be a top quarterback too,
But here's the thing: he's only had 1 sack in this playoffs. 1 sack.
We're going to see how that is now without Cosme. He didn't even get
sacked in this game, guys. He didn't even get sacked by one of the most blitzing defenses in the NFL.
That's true. I got a question for you.
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Who's going to replace Cosme? Are they going to move some guys around?
So Trent Scott is usually the 6th man when it comes to the offensive line rotation outside of center, obviously. He's a swing guy on the offensive line. He can fill in pretty much any gap you really want him to. Is he elite? No. Cosme's his presence definitely gonna be missed, but Trent Scott is more than capable of being a solid offensive lineman. He's nothing spectacular, but he's a good 6th guy to come off that rotation.
Who's your other guard? Your other guard is Lucas.
No. Cornelius Lucas is no longer there. No. And he was a left tackle. No, it is Allegretti.
Are you confident those guys in Biotish can hold up against Jalen Carter?
Well, that's the real question right? That's the real question. Can our offensive line handle your defensive line? We got a 50-50 split. And I'm just going to say this, okay? First game, we were up 10-7, 10-6 going into the fourth quarter, right?
Against the Eagles?
Yeah.
And you mean the second game without Hurts?
No.
You mean the first game?
Yeah, the first game.
Yes.
Okay, so going into the fourth quarter, when we know that Jayden Daniels was still recovering from a rib injury, right? And he was limited in his mobility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. You guys won that game. Congratulations. I'm not going to say injuries matter because you know what? Next game, you guys lost it. Despite having a 21-point lead on us, you guys lost them, but you still lost. So, it's going to come down. Kenny Pickett won against the next game. He blew out the Cowboys in the next game.
I'm not even arguing. So, we are here. We're here.
So, it doesn't matter. But
so, my point being here is that, if you can't hold a 21-point lead against us with an elite defense, which, by the way, in that game, you guys forced 5 turnovers against us.
Okay, so you think that will happen again, though, Lucas?
I'm saying that I think that I trust Jayden Daniels. If it's a close game, I can trust Jayden Daniels, if healthy, to pull out the win.
Fair enough. He has
Do you trust him in the weather?
He's played in weather games, and I don't think he's played bad in these weather games, as it always converted to a win. No, not.
What's the weather supposed to be like?
That's a good question. I don't know that you're the weather girl, Mal.
I'm gonna look it up.
You better look it up. That would be great.
Well, since it's here in Philadelphia. It'll be 40 degrees on next Sunday. No snow, no rain, no precipitation.
Okay.
It's just a cold day.
38, cloudy.
Okay, well that's doable. That's doable.
It's doable.
We've played in, we had cold games too. So look, I'm not worried about
Maurice, it's 15 degrees right there. That's cold, man.
But let me,
I'm freezing. It's 50. My God.
Oh, it's 15 here too in Virginia. I don't know what it's like in VA Beach.
It's 5-0 here in Florida, and I'm freezing.
But in the mountains of Virginia, it is probably I went out there and I smelt how cold it was.
That's that good weather.
That's that good cold.
It's 22 degrees where I'm at now.
Where you smell
the Mountain Rockies.
Yeah.
You smell that ice
not the Mountain Rockies. These are the Blue Ridge Mountains out here. The Blue Ridge Mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, but
all right. But anyway.
Anyway, getting back to the game here. Look, I can't praise Jayden Daniels enough. Look, Aaron Glenn threw everything at in the kitchen sink at Jayden Daniels. Couldn't sack him once. I don't care if you're missing defensive players. By the way, shout out to that one guy that broke his arm on the first play. I feel bad for him because that was horrendous on the Lions players. Ooh, that was rough. I saw it jiggle when he fell down. I was like, whew, that's almost as bad as a Sean Livingston injury. But Maurice knows about that. Earl, I don't know if Mal knows about that, but I know Earl and Maurice know about that. But no, look, I don't know what you want me to say. The guy's elite. He, just want to shout out that somebody in this group put him 31st entering the season on their QB rankings. All right, you really got
to let that go because I told you 9,000 times now that I don't rank rookie quarterbacks until I see them play in the NFL.
Say that Jayden Daniels has not only got him. I think it's fair to say going into next season, Jayden Daniels is not only going to be in the top 10 of my QB rankings. There's a good chance he's going to be in the top 5.
Top 5?
It depends on what he does in this game. I think it really depends on what he does in this game. Are you saying that if he makes the Super Bowl that he wouldn't be in your top 5 for next season with this roster? Because let's think about it. If you put any other quarterback in the division on this roster would not be
he's going to have that almost type of same feel that C.J. Stroud had his first year. But he's ascending better in that. Do you think
he's doing better than C.J. did?
Do you think question for you. I know this is early. Do you feel like he's not going to have a sophomore slump?
I think that he works, like, we talk about work ethic. The guy's always in at 6 a.m. I think that you have
So was coaching. Daniel Jones.
Okay, just...
First guy in the building.
Yeah, the difference is that one has talent, one doesn't. Anyway, he was the curse that got the Vikings kicked out in the first round.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Anyway, point being here is that the guy still has Cliff Kingsbury as his offensive coordinator. I don't think Cliff's leaving this year. I think that a year of continuity, a year of getting better weapons, like Luther Head, who's already tweeted at Jayden Daniels about possibly joining him after getting drafted by the Commanders. That's the guy that we keep an eye on.
You talking about Luther Burden?
Yeah, sorry, not Luther Head. I was thinking basketball.
Luther Burden III?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. He tweeted out he responded to a tweet about him playing with the Commanders next year.
Hey, that could be a possibility. Never know.
Could be a possibility. He's a late round projected wide receiver.